Hello, my YouTube family. It's Lori L here. I hope you guys all had a wonderful Christmas and a very happy New Year. And I hope that 2026 brings you plenty of good health, joy, prosperity, and just everything you wish for, and plenty of love, peace, and love. I haven't been posting much. I know I only have a couple followers, but I would really like to get into this more because there's so much I have to say. You probably don't know this, but I have an extremely rare disease. Less than 0.13% of the population has it. It's called superior mesenteric artery syndrome, and it's a bitch, just to put it mildly. It's a horrible, horrible disease. So I got down to 77 pounds. I couldn't eat. I was throwing up all the time, carrying a bag around with me. There's very few like solid foods I can eat. And when I do eat them, I get sick. I'm sick to my stomach all the time. It feels like somebody punched me like right here in the stomach. It feels like I have a combination between having the flu and
Mama,
yes.
I'll be outside and in the garage for a little bit.
Okay. And
Anything?
now and a burning, it's a burning sensation and pain and the nausea, and it just feels like somebody just punched me in the gut, and it's just like it's constant. It doesn't go away. They've tried every medication, like for the nausea and stuff, and nothing is helping it. But I'd say the worst part of this disease is the fact that people don't know anything about it. I've had to travel from Joliet, Illinois to Pittsburgh numerous times. I was going to have surgery. I went, because no doctor in Chicago really knows anything about it. I went to 4 doctors. Well, it took 3 years for me to get diagnosed. I went to 4 doctors then after I got my diagnosis, and they basically all called me a hypochondriac and said that I was just anorexic because I had gotten down to 77 pounds, and they said I needed a feeding tube in my stomach, and a feeding tube wouldn't work because the angle is so, I have such a severe, like my doctor said, one of the most severe cases that he's seen. When I was younger, when I was 14, my spine was curved like an S. I had scoliosis, and so I had surgery when I was 14, and they had to break my back in 2 places and put a metal rod alongside, well, it's a titanium rod along each side of my spine to keep it from, like, to keep my spine from shifting and, bending again. And then it's fused together at each vertebrae. But anyway, most people with, well, mainly just about all people who have SMAS, superior mesenteric artery syndrome, also have scoliosis. And because your body, everything inside is kind of out of whack, like all your organs get out of place and stuff, and that's what causes it. And or if you lose your fat pad, which my teeth went bad, and I just ate ice cream, or I just like wasn't eating because I couldn't, because it was too hard to eat. I have dental implants now, and I still can't really eat because I'm on TPN nutrition through a PIC line. So anyway, because I got down to 77 pounds. So they put a PIC line in me. I went to Pittsburgh, and where I was told that, no, indeed, I wasn't crazy. I wasn't a hypochondriac, and that I do have a very severe case of this disease. And we had surgery planned for October. I believe it was the 29th. I went out there and I had a PIC line put in, and this was in, like, I don't know, July, August, maybe August, September. I'm not sure. I can't, part of the disease is brain fog. Sometimes I get lost driving home. It's so bad. I can't remember anything, which is one of the worst parts of it. And anyway, so I had the PICC line put in, and to gain weight and get some weight put on me and get healthier, and then have the surgery. Well, my PICC line got infected. I didn't have anyone to clean out my cat's litter box, so I was cleaning the litter box out, but I thought I was being very careful. Obviously, I wasn't. I washed my hands really well afterwards, and I don't know. It maybe it could be from something else. I don't know. It happens quite frequently that people get infections in their PICC lines. So I had to have another PICC line put in Joliet. I came home and I was in the hospital for about a week with that, and they sent me home just with 5 days worth of the IV antibiotics, and I knew that wasn't going to be enough because I could feel the pain in my back. Like, if you have foreign objects in your body, any infection that you have will go directly to those foreign objects, and so my back was hurting really bad, so the foreign objects were going like to the metal rods in my back. And so I went back to the hospital, and I was admitted to the hospital in Joliet again. So altogether, I was in the hospital for 5 weeks over like a 2-month period. And it was just, the mental part of it was the worst. It was just so bad. I felt so isolated and so alone. And it wouldn't have mattered if I was in Pittsburgh or Joliet. I was just like, I was alone. My husband works, my daughter goes to school. My husband works afternoon, so there's really no one to bring my daughter up to see me. And it's really difficult. And I worry about my kitty cats. Hold on, I'm gonna pick up my kitty cat. And my cat. Oh gosh, this is Chloe, everyone. Oh gosh, and Chloe is getting old and can't get up on the bed now by herself, so I have to bend down and pick her up and put her on the bed because she sleeps on the bed with us. But it's so hard for me to bend over and pick her up and put her on the bed. She's just, I love her to death. She's my little sweetheart. That's my Chloe. Chloe. And then we have Banks. Banks, where'd he go? We have a black cat, Banks. He was just right down there. He and Chloe were fighting. But anyway, so I got this infection from the PICC line, and it got into my spine and the metal rods, and they sent me home with like 5 days worth of antibiotics, IV antibiotics, and I knew that wasn't going to be enough. And I was telling them that the pain in my back is getting worse and it's going up higher, and it was just really bad. But they were saying all my blood work was coming back good. I go every Friday to get my PICC line changed and to have my blood work taken and tested. And I just kept telling them the pain is so bad that I was just laying in bed on a heating pad. I have burn marks on my back from the heating pad. But anyway, so my doctor ordered another MRI, and they called me Friday night and said I need to get to the emergency room right away because the MRI was bad. The infection in my spine is getting worse instead of better. And I couldn't go Friday night. I about went crazy being in the hospital for those 5 weeks. This is my 10-year-old daughter, Jessica. Say hi, Jess.
Hi.
This is Jessica. She is everything to me. She is my world. And I don't know who's going to help out with Jessie in the hospital or what we're going to do. We don't have much family or much support. We don't have much of a support group, so it's going to be rough. Anyway, hopefully I won't be in there very long, but I think I'm going to have another back surgery. The last time I was in there, they did a spinal tap on me and got out a bunch of the infected spinal fluid, and I believe they removed part of a disc that was very infected, but the pain is just going up my spine and I can feel it. And like I say, advocate for yourself, because you're the only one who knows how you feel. You know your body and you know how you feel. And don't stop. If the doctors don't listen to you, find another one who will, because you know your body better than anyone else. So I was supposed to be at the hospital Friday night, and I was thinking, I'm just not going to go. If this is God's will, this is how I'll go out this way. And I'm just sick of fighting. And it's taken so much out of me, not just physically, but mentally, just like the isolation and people who don't believe me, or they look at me and they say, oh, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Well, when I was 77 pounds, everyone made fun of me because I was so skinny, now, but they look at me. I've put on weight from the TPN, but they think there's nothing wrong with me. And I put on a smile and act happy when I'm out in public, and when inside I'm holding back tears, and I can't wait till I get home and I can just go in my room and just cry my eyes out. But that's not going to help either. So with God's help, I know I can get through this. And with God's help, you guys can face anything. I was addicted to opioids after my back surgery when I was 14, and that was an ongoing problem for years. I've been clean from them for 7 years now, which I'm extremely proud of myself for. I've been in therapy for 7 years. I have extreme depression disorder, extreme anxiety disorder. I have OCD. I have just a number of things. Oh, do you see? This is Candy over here. This is Candy, my wig. My hair is falling out. I'm losing my hair. And so I tried out a couple wigs from Temu. I got a couple wigs. They're kind of fun to play around with and wear. And I thought, if I do like lose my hair, start to go bald, then I'll be wearing those wigs. But my hair's it's long, but it's super thin. It's very, very thin. But that's really the least of my worries right now. But anyway, I would really like to educate people on SMAS, on addiction, opioid addiction, whatever. Any type of addiction is addiction, and it's a disease like anything else. And I don't know why people treat addicts like they're a piece of garbage, or I got addicted from my doctors giving me 180 10 milligram Norcos a month, with 6 refills on there. And then I had a family member who was giving them to me also. And so it was just the perfect storm. I got addicted to that, and with my depression and anxiety and everything, it was really bad. But I'm really proud of myself, and I'm very grateful to God for helping me get through my addiction and overcoming that. And now I just need to overcome this SMAS. I will have this for life, but I could have had a surgery that would maybe have helped, not cured things, but my doctor in Pittsburgh said there's no guarantee it would even help anything at all. And the negatives were pretty bad. Like there's that main artery, that superior mesentery artery that could get, I could bleed out. So many things could happen. And I did heart damage to my heart when I got the infection in my PICC line. So now I have heart problems also. So now I'm seeing a cardiologist. And I think I just don't want any more surgeries. I don't want to have any more surgeries. I want to get off. I want to get this PICC line out. I want to get better and get this PICC line out. And it's just gotten so bad that I have to wear Depends now because I have no, I've got incontinence so bad I have no control over my bladder, and they're worried about me getting paralyzed. And this is all due to the SMAS. This is one of the effects with my PICC line getting infected. That's why a lot of doctors don't want to do PICC lines, but they said that I couldn't have a nose tube or a stomach tube, a feeding tube, because the nutrients wouldn't have gotten to me because my angle, the angle of my curve or whatever you call it, it's extremely severe. So that's why I had to have the PICC line, and I get my, that's how I get my food and my nutrition and my antibiotics. But anyway, there's so many things I'd like to talk to you guys about. I've been through a lot in my life, and I'm hoping we can get through stuff together. I would love to share what I've learned with you guys. And I know SMAS is extremely rare, but if you have that and if you'd like to share that with me, we could help each other. Or if you're an addict, I've tried suicide 3 times, and that's definitely not the answer. Life is definitely worth living. One of my son's best friends just killed himself right before Christmas, and he just turned 21, and he was, out of all my son's friends, he was one of my favorites. And you never know what's going through someone's mind, what they're thinking. He jumped out in front of a train, and it was horrible. So I really am a big advocate for suicide, especially teen suicide and addiction and depression. And I would like to share with you guys what I've learned, which I'm not a doctor or anything by any means, but all I can do is tell you what I went through, and hopefully it'll help you. So I am headed to the hospital now. I'm not sure how long I'll be in there. I was supposed to go Friday, but I just wanted to enjoy a couple days home, a few more days home with my daughter and my fur babies. And in case I don't come out of the hospital, last time I was in there, I just lost my mind. I was like talking to myself, and I was wishing I had one of those Wilson volleyballs that Tom Hanks had, just someone to talk to. It was just so. And this disease is so depressing and alienating, and it's just like you feel so alienated because no one really knows what you're going through. No one knows anything about it, and it's a horrible disease. And I know there's other diseases like that too. So maybe you guys have something similar, not quite the same disease, but something similar to that. And I just like to, I don't know, I would like to educate people on it, and in any way I can. I want to just try to make my life better. I want to leave this world a better place than when I came in. And I had all these big plans. I was a firefighter paramedic. I was taking my prereqs for nursing. I worked in the ER at a hospital, and I wanted to be a nurse. And I know none of that stuff is going to happen. So, but I feel like I'm still useful for God. I believe that's why he's keeping me around, so I can help people, especially young people, with addiction and with depression. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a disease like anything else. And, I hate when people put down others and call them addicts and stuff. And it's a disease like anything else. And I hate that no one knows about my disease. And they say that less than 0.13%, it's too less to care, and they don't want to do research, and they're not doing much studies much on it because so few of us have it, when they could be putting that money into other things. But 0.13% is not too less to care. That's the motto for SMAS patients. And it's horrible. It's very alienating. Every person I know, in my support group who has SMAS is also on meds for depression, because it's, like I said, it's extremely depressing and alienating. I can't do anything around the house anymore. I have a home health aide that comes, and I can't do much. I can't take my daughter places. I can't do stuff with her, and it breaks my heart. But anyway, I just want to bring you guys along with me on my journey. So I'm getting ready to go back to the hospital again. I'm in the hospital more than I am home, and that's why I didn't go Friday. I just wanted to enjoy these last couple days at home, because I'm not sure, and I'm not exaggerating. I don't know if I'm going to make it out of the hospital alive, if I have to have a back surgery, if I'm going to be paralyzed, or what's going to happen. So I just wanted to enjoy a few days at home with my daughter, and with my fur babies and my family. And anyway, so I hope I can be some help to you guys, some support, and um, you guys, and that helps me by helping others. If I can help other people, that really helps me and makes me feel better, like I do have a purpose, I do have a use, because I feel like now I have no purpose. There's nothing I can do. Lay in bed all the time, that's about all I do. So anyway, all right, guys, I am going to start posting more on here on my YouTube channel, and I hope I can get more subscribers, and we can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. I will be totally honest with you about my addiction, about my disease, about my physical and mental illnesses, and I'm an open book, so just ask. But even if I can just help one person, I would be very grateful. So, and remember that God loves you, and God doesn't make mistakes, and God is always there for you. So don't turn your back on him. Even if you think he's not there for you, he is. And he works in mysterious ways, and just keep the faith, and we'll get through this together. Okay, I promise. All right, guys, if I can do it, and I was a total wimp, I never said anything in school. I've got extremely low self-esteem. If anybody, I never did social media before. I still really don't know how to do it. I'm not very good at this, but I would never, like, if someone posted a picture of me on social media, I would make them take it down automatically, because I can't stand the way I look. But you know what? I don't care now, because when you find out that, you have a life-threatening illness and your time on this earth is limited, I say what I want to say, and I think everybody should live their life like that. Like, don't be mean to people, but I mean, I let others push me around, take advantage of me, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm standing up for myself now. So I wish I would have lived my life like this the whole time, but it's never too late to start. So, and I'm praying with God's help, I won't be in the hospital too long, and hopefully I'll come out and my back will be okay and things will be better. And then I'll just have to go back to dealing with the SMAS now with the infection in my spine. So, anyway, all right, guys. Well, if you watch my video, thank you. I'm gonna have plenty more. So, and I want to talk about other things too, not just like depressing stuff or things like that. I'd like to talk about funny stuff and just I'm a whiz at like making money stretch. I'm on disability, a fixed budget, and so I've got a lot of tricks and hacks and stuff and everything that I can show you guys. But anyway, thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you guys like it, and I hope you subscribe, and I will be in the hospital and have plenty of time on my hands, so I'll be posting again soon. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.